Hi guys, Busy Bee here. So today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this checkered crossbody bag. Don't forget to hit subscribe and also check out the link in the description if you want to follow along with the written pattern as well. So let's get started. For today's pattern, we're going to be using a size 4 crochet hook or a G6. We're going to be starting with our first colored yarn. Here I'm just going to be using pink. For round 1, we're going to start by making a slip knot. Then we can put the slip knot on our hook and tighten. Now we're going to be making a chain of 20. Now we are done with our chain of 20. We're going to be starting from the second chain from the hook. We are then going to be single crocheting 18. After we have single crocheted 18, we should have one last chain. In this last chain, we will single crochet 3 times. Once we are done with our single crochet of 3, we should now be working on the underside of our chains. We will then single crochet in the next 17 chains. After our single crochet of 17, we should have last chain. In this last chain, we will single crochet 2 times. We will then slip stitch in the first stitch of the round to end round 1. After round 1, we should have 40 single crochet. Now on to round 2. We will begin by chaining 2. We will then double crochet in the next 5 stitches. On our 5th double crochet, we are going to leave the last 2 loops remaining. We will then grab our secondary color. Here I'm just going to be using white. We are then going to fold it onto our hook so that we are leaving a bit of a tail. We are then going to pull this white yarn through those last 2 loops, and then we're going to double crochet in the next 5 stitches using this white colored yarn. On our last stitch of our 5th double crochet, we were going to leave the 2 loops remaining, and then we're going to pull through with that pink colored yarn. We are then going to double crochet in the next 5 stitches. On our 5th double crochet, we are going to leave the last 2 loops remaining. We will then yarn over and pull through with our white colored yarn. We will then double crochet in the next 5 stitches using our white color. fifth double crochet, we're going to yarn over and pull through with our pink colored yarn. We are then going to double crochet in the next 5 stitches using our main color. On our 5th double crochet, we are going to leave the last 2 loops remaining. We will then yarn over and pull through with our white colored yarn. We can then double crochet in the next 5 stitches using our white color. On our 5th double crochet, we're going to leave these last 2 loops remaining. We will then yarn over and pull through using our pink colored yarn. We will then double crochet in the next 5 stitches using our main color. On our 5th double crochet, we are going to leave these last 2 loops remaining. We will then yarn over and pull through using our white colored yarn. We will then double crochet in the next 5 stitches using our white color. On our 5th double crochet, we can then go ahead and change color to our pink colored yarn. We will then slip stitch in the first stitch of the round. After round 2, we should have 40 single crochet. For round 3, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video here. It is just repeating the same pattern as round 2, so I will meet you back up at the end of round 3 where the pattern starts to change again. So you can go ahead and pause the video and then complete round 3, and I'll meet you back up when we're done finishing up the last few stitches. Okay, so now I'm just finishing up these last few double crochets. Okay, Okay, so this is where it starts to change. For round 3, we will keep the same colored yarn here. So instead of color changing and saving our last 2 loops, instead we're just going to slip stitch into the first stitch of our round using that white color. Okay, so there are going to be 8 checkered boxes in total, and at this point we have 1 done. So every 2 rounds from this point on will equal one of these boxes. They will be crocheted using the same techniques shown here for the first box. Remember that we only color change at the end of every other round. This is what creates that checkered pattern. For example, in round 2, we had color change at the end of our double crochet. For round 3, we had no color change. For round 4, we will color change. For round 5, we will not. And for round 6 through 17, it repeats in the same pattern. So at this point, I'm going to speed up the video and meet you back at the end of round 17 when I have 8 boxes in total. So you can go ahead and pause the video and I'll meet you back up after we have 8 boxes high. Okay, so now I have reached the end of round 17, and this is how it should look so far. We have our 8 boxes. Okay, so for round 18, this is going to be the final round of the main part of the bag. We're going to be switching to the main colored yarn, which I have already done here. And then we are going to chain 1. And then we're going to single crochet in each of the 40 stitches. Okay, so after those 40 stitches are done, we'll go ahead and slip stitch in the first stitch of the round to end round 18. We can then fasten off. Now we are going to hide the remaining tails. I'm going to finish that up on my own and then speed up the video for you here. And then we can move on to crochet our backside pocket next. So you can go ahead, pause the video, hide your tails, and then meet me back up when you're done. Okay, so after you have hidden your tails, we're going to begin by making our pocket. For row 1, we're going to start by making a slip knot. We can then put that on our hook and tighten. We're then going to chain 12. Once we are done with our chain 12, we're going to work in the third chain from the hook. We're going to double crochet in the next 5 stitches. On our 5th stitch, we're going to leave the 2 last loops of our double crochet remaining. We're then going to put our white yarn on our hook, leaving a bit of a tail, and pull through those last 2 loops to complete that 5th double crochet. We are then going to double crochet in the last 5 chains with this white colored yarn. At the end of row 1, we should have 10 double crochet in total. For row 2, we're going to begin by chaining 2. We will then turn our work and double crochet in the first 5 stitches. On our 5th double crochet, we're going to leave those last 2 loops remaining. We will then yarn over with our pink yarn, going from the front of the hook to the back, and pull through those last 2 loops. I like to go from the front to the back just because I think it makes the color change a little less noticeable, but this is completely optional. Once we are done with that, we're going to double crochet in the last 5 stitches using this main color. our fifth double crochet, we're going to switch colors to the white colored yarn. At the end of row 2, we should have 10 double crochet. For row 3, we're going to chain 2 and turn. We are then going to double crochet in the next 5 stitches. On our fifth double crochet, we're going to leave the last 2 loops remaining. We will then yarn over with our pink colored yarn and double crochet in the last 5 stitches with this main color yarn. At the end of row 3, we should still have 10 double crochet. For rows 4 through 8, we will be repeating the same pattern. Just remember that we will be color changing at the end of every other row, just like we did for the boxes for the main body of the bag. I'm going to speed up here to finish the remainder of rows 4 through 8. I will meet you back at the end of row 8. So you can go ahead, pause the video, finish up row 8, and then you can come back and we'll finish the pattern together. Okay, so now I'm at the end of row 8, and this is how it should look so far. So for row 9, we're going to chain 1 and turn. We are then going to single crochet in each of the next 10 stitches. Okay, so now at the end of row 9, we should have 10 single crochet. We will now fasten off. Be sure to leave a long tail so that way we can sew it onto the bag later. We will now hide any of the remaining tails, leaving the longer tail. We are now done crocheting the pocket, and we will be sewing it onto the back side of our bag. So you can go ahead and determine which side of the bag you would like to use as your back. Once you have that done, we're going to pin down the pocket to the back side of the bag. I like to place my pocket one box higher than the very bottom of the bag. That way it aligns with the pattern of the checkered boxes. Okay, so now I have my pocket pinned down. I did not pin the top of the pocket so that we make sure not to sew it on later. We want to make sure that we can still use the pocket and that it can remain functional. Place the tail that was left from the pocket onto your needle. You will then use it to sew the pocket in place. Make sure to only sew it to the back side, otherwise you are going to go through both the back and the front of the bag and that will close it up. So we want to make sure when we're sewing this pocket that we only go and pick up a couple stitches from the back of this bag. So see here how I'm just going to pick up a few of the stitches of the bag and then I'm coming back into the pocket. We want to make sure we keep this throughout the entire sewing process of this pocket, or else we're going to sew the back and the front of this bag closed. Also, we are only sewing the left side, bottom, and right side of the pocket to the bag. Do not sew the top of the pocket shut because this needs to remain functional. I'm going to speed up the video here and meet you back after I have finished sewing the pocket in place. So you can go ahead and pause the video and meet me back when we hit that right corner and we're ready to hide the tails. Okay, so we are now done with the pocket. Next we will take the tail and move it to the inside of the bag. So once we're done sewing this part, we're just going to take our needle and pull it through to the inside of the bag. Now we will be hiding the tail. I'm just going to hide it through a couple of stitches on the inside of the bag, and then we can cut the yarn and finish the pocket. Okay, so this is how the pocket should look once we are all done hiding the tails and cutting the yarn. Next we will be moving on to crocheting the strap of the bag. First we will grab the main colored yarn and double it, leaving an extra long tail. I like to double it so that I make sure the strap is nice and durable, but you don't have to double the yarn if you don't want to. Once we have our yarn, we are going to go ahead and start round 1, which is to make a slip knot. You want to make sure that you leave a long tail that measures about 100 to 120 inches. We can then put the slip knot on our hook and tighten. For round 2, we will take the 2 strands of yarn that are closest to us and yarn over going from the front to the back. We will then take the other 2 strands of yarn and yarn over going from the back to the front. We will then pull through the loops on our hook and repeat the process for the next 219 chains. Since we are just going to be repeating the same process for the remainder of the strap, I will speed up the video here and meet you back at the end of the 220 chains. So you can go ahead and pause the video, work up your chains, and then meet me back when you're ready to go. Okay, so now I'm done with the 220 chains, and I have went ahead and cut the yarn, leaving a bit of a tail. The next step is to hide these tails. To begin, we will tie a knot using the tail strings. I add an additional knot here just for extra secureness, so I like to add 2 knots in total. We will then thread the 2 strands onto your needle. Next step is to hide the strands through the chains of the strap. We will now repeat the same process for the remaining tails. Finally, you will cut the yarn to finish the tails. We are now done with our straps. The final step is to sew the strap onto the bag. You will begin by cutting 10 to 15 inches of our main color yarn and threading it onto your needle. then place one end of the strap on the inside of the bag about 3 to 4 chains deep. Next, sew the strap in place. At this point, you will hide the tails to finish up this first side. The process is then repeated on the opposite side with the remaining end of the strap. I'm going to finish up with that and speed up the video for you here, since it is just a repeat of the process that we just went over together. So you can go ahead and pause the video, get that second strap done, and then meet me back up when you're done with that. Now I'm just going to be hiding this last tail. The bag is now finished. It is so fun as is and has a great look to it. You are able to customize it from here. You can add on appliques or even some embroidery. If you are looking to add on the daisy flower applique, you can find the link for that video in your written pattern, and I will also put it in the description box as well. Have fun making your bags. They look great in all kinds of colors. I can't wait to see how yours turns out. Be sure to message me with any questions, and I will be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great day, and thank you for watching. Bye!